Swan, Ben Davis. Davis back to Eriksen. Eriksen making his first FA Cup start of the season for Tottenham at the quarter-final stage. Little pass back to Eric Dyer, whose right arm is strapped. He has a sort of long white sleeve underneath a short-sleeved blue shirt. Eriksen Sanchez passes the ball across the halfway line. Looking around the Liberty Stadium, it pretty much looks full to capacity now. Lamela chases the long ball through, and it bounces harmlessly into the arms of Christopher Nordfeldt. Another point to make on the VAR, Leon, that you and I were discussing before the game. The Son offside decision looked tight. If I was a linesman with VAR involved, my inclination actually would be to keep my flag down, let the play go, let the goal be scored, knowing that the decision can be checked. Now, I know that's not the way they want to operate it, but human nature would tell you that's maybe what you'd do.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, so you don't get decisions wrong.
Yeah.
But then you're just leading to the game running on. Injuries potentially, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Harry Kane got injured from an offside ball into him last week, so I don't see the need to play on from linesmen if that's going to be the case. But I think the VAR at the moment is just going to disallow goals, so I do think that something needs to be looked at.
Yeah, good to see the assistant referee having the courage of his convictions there and putting the flag up. Lamela's ball through to Sissoko's running hard, not going to get there in time. Christopher Nordfeldt again comes running out with the ball. Every time Nordfeldt's got it, Carvalhal starts doing the breaststroke in the technical area. He's trying to get his centre backs wide, isn't he?
He is. He's very lively so far in this game, which is great to see. He's not just come here to sort of write this one off because of how important the league campaign is for them. They put a real strong team up today. They're going for it, and Carvalhal on the line is really up for it.
Almost 10 minutes played. Swansea have started pretty well. Just 2 defeats in 16 under Carvalhal. Klukas getting onto a through ball. Davinson Sanchez covered the run, slides in, wins the tackle, and it goes out for a Swansea throw. One loose bit of litter gets blown across the pitch here at the Liberty Stadium. Ki Sung-young on the turn here inside the Tottenham half, running with the ball, floats a pass with his right foot out to Martin Olsson in his bright orange boots on the left-hand side. He cuts in field, Tottenham double up on him. He thinks he was fouled, he's not going to get that. Lamela plays the ball to Eriksen. Eriksen just slows things down a little. Lamela gets it back on the right-hand side. Lucas Moura has stayed wide for him. Son Heung-min through the middle. Here's Eriksen. Eriksen running at this Swansea defence. Shoots, what a goal! Christian Eriksen with his left foot. That is an absolute peach. Swansea backed off. And he is such a quality striker of the ball, Eriksen. Just curls it past Nordfeldt into the corner of the net. And Tottenham lead at the Liberty Stadium. It's Swansea 0, Tottenham 1.
Well, it's a fantastic goal from Christian Eriksen. They really did slow the attack down, Spurs. They had an opportunity to counter-attack, but they did it really slowly. Lamela into Eriksen, back to Lamela, back to Eriksen, and he just strolled. He didn't go at pace. He strolled all the way to the D on the edge of the penalty area and just placed it into the top corner without one of the Swansea players trying to put a block in. It was incredibly poor from Swansea, but what a fantastic goal from Christian Eriksen.
Martin Olsson has been talking to Kevin Friend since the goal was scored, and as that move built up, Martin Olsson felt he was fouled by a combination of Lamela and Lucas Moura when Tottenham got their attacking move going. Again, the video assistant referee looks at every match-changing incident. Kevin Friend had his finger in his ear. That incident will have been checked, and now that play has restarted, that decision cannot be changed. The goal will stand. I think the goal probably should stand.
And I think it should, yeah. I mean, the incident seemed very innocuous, but that's the type of decision that will now be looked back on. It went straight from that, it wasn't a foul, but that incident straight all the way down to the goal. And if the VAR official deemed that to be a foul, that goal would be ruled out, but it didn't look like one. And, it seems like after review, that's the agreed decision.
Swansea 0, Tottenham 1. 12 minutes played in the first half. Tottenham playing for a place in the FA Cup semi-finals. They reached that stage last season. Lost 4-2 to Chelsea at Wembley in a game many felt actually they played better in and should have won. This season, of course, Wembley's their home stadium. So playing for a place now in the semi-finals at home. Trippier bringing it forward for Tottenham, who do look really sharp right from the off in this game, as have Swansea actually. But they're behind to that wonderful Christian Eriksen strike, his 10th goal of the season, so into double figures for the Danes. Sissoko finds Lamela here. 15 yards inside the Swansea half. Dyer towards Son, he lets it run. Lucas on the run infield is fouled just on the edge of the penalty. In fact, it's offside against Lucas, so the free kick goes Swansea's way.
The game is going to become much more difficult now for Swansea City. They were set in their pattern. They've got a back five, 4 midfielders ahead, Tammy Abraham his own, and Spurs are knocking the ball down, trying to find an opportunity. They've found that now, so it makes it more difficult for Swansea. They now have to come out and get the ball back off Spurs. They can't allow Spurs to keep knocking that ball around in their half. They're a goal behind in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. They need to make something happen.
Andy Gillis, our producer, has done a little glove watch for us, so he's counted up all the players on the field. Swansea 5, Spurs 2 is glove watch. So who are the 2 Tottenham players in the gloves? Lucas
and Lamela,
the Brazilian, and Lamela, the Argentine. Although saying that, you and I, Leon, are sitting up here wearing the gloves.
I would wear 2 sets of gloves so I can hold the microphone with it.
To go with the 2 hats. Here's Dyer playing it out to Lucas on the right. Lovely little nutmeg pass through the legs of Mawson. Dyer over in the right wing position. That's Tammy Abraham back there trying to win the tackle. Lucas entered the area, little dribble into the box. Lucas with the low shot. Nordfeldt gets down and saves Swansea.
He's got some tricks. Mara, he just picked the ball up on the edge of the Swansea City half. It was a great couple of nutmegs from himself and Dyer. He picks the ball up on the corner of the penalty area, and he just cuts inside and looked like he was going to shoot and just chopped it back onto his right foot. 2 Swansea defenders went for the chop, and his shot just wasn't hard enough, and it was a pretty easy save in the end.
Coming up to 15 minutes played, that's the voice of Leon Osman with us at the Liberty Stadium, former Everton and England midfielder, FA Cup finalist. In 2009, Leon was. Everton got off to a flyer in that final with the first-minute goal from Louis Saha, and eventually went down 2-1 to Chelsea. Semi-finalist 2012, weren't you, Leon, against Liverpool?
We don't really talk about that.
No, I know. And the other one, actually, I'm sorry about that. The other one we were talking about before the game, because we were talking about this stage of the competition. You were highlighting a game against Wigan.
I wasn't highlighting it. I was saying I've lost a couple as well as won a couple, as also saying.
Yeah.
Not a good day to look back on that one.
No, was talking about 3-0 defeat at Goodison against Roberto Martinez's Wigan, who actually went on to win the trophy. Klukas chases a back pass from Davinson Sanchez. Vaughan clears with his right foot over the head of Ben Davis and out for a throw into Swansea. So 15 minutes played. If you are just tuning in, this is BBC Radio 5 Live. You can also listen to us through the BBC Sport website and the BBC Sport app for the FA Cup as well. You've got the goal clips during the games. So if it's not already up, it will be very soon. You can have a look at that Christian Eriksen goal. And you can watch all those FA Cup goals on the website and the app, as well as the FA Cup highlight show tonight on BBC One at 11:20. Tottenham leading Swansea 1-0. Lucas gets on the ball, shows us another little trick, and then fires a pass into the middle of the pitch to find Eric Dyer. No Harry Kane, he's out injured. Dele Alli is on the bench, as he has been for this entire FA Cup run for Tottenham. So's Toby Alderweireld on his way back from that hamstring injury. And Fernando Llorente, you wondered whether he might get a chance against his former club today, having scored against them already this season. But he is also on the bench. Mauricio Pochettino is wrapped up very warm. You can barely see his face here. He's in the training kit, he's in the big blue coat, the bobble hat tucked down tight over the ears, furious about something there. Gloves on hands, football boots on feet. Son chases one down the inside left channel. Kyle Bartley has it covered. Plays it back to Nordfeldt. Nordfeldt clears with his right foot, and it's nodded forward by Vertonghen to Dyer. Dyer across to Trippier. Trippier is just 10 yards inside the Swansea half. Mauricio Pochettino is doing his nut here at the moment. Something Tottenham aren't doing quite right. Lamela looks one way and passes the ball the other. Son receives it, gives it to Eriksen, back to Lamela. Lamela on the dribble, up to the edge of the area, still going, runs past Son, tries to find Davis on the left. Norton clears, and it's out for a Tottenham throw.
Spurs are knocking the ball around so well in small pockets. It's 1-2s, it's Lamela, it's Son, it's Moira, it's Eriksen, all finding little spaces in pockets. And Swansea are playing a back five and a midfield four. You wouldn't think the pockets are there. It's so tight, but the quality of the players, and Swansea allow them to keep on doing that without getting tight. I can only see it being more goals for Spurs.
Been impressive so far from Tottenham today. Let's not forget, apart from the defeat against Juventus, 18 games unbeaten, 12 wins and 6 draws, and a very, very good record against these particular opponents. Since Swansea's promotion in 2011, they've played each other 14 times. Tottenham have won 11 and drawn 3. Swansea yet to beat them since their return to the top level of English football. Could they have done a bit better in terms of putting pressure on Eriksen, Leon, before he struck that one into the back of the net? I'll get an answer in a second because Lamella's on the move again. Swansea have cut that down at source, but Eric Dyer's got to the next ball, and Swansea are struggling to get out of their half at the moment. Trailing Tottenham 1-0. Wind is blowing hard here. You might be able to hear that on our microphones inside the stadium. Trippier, little short pass to Lucas. Back to the halfway line to Sanchez, across to Vertonghen. Swansea stand off at the moment as Vertonghen is allowed to bring this forward into Swansea territory. Son comes deep for him. First time ball is stroked out to Sissoko on the left-hand side. Played back to Eriksen again, who works it onto his right foot, hits the cross towards the far post. Nordfeldt read it, and he comes out and claims it.
Well, it's total dominance for Spurs at the moment. They're allowed to knock the ball around in the Swansea City half. As I mentioned before, with the back five and the four in front of Swansea, Spurs are dropping deep to get the ball. But once a Son comes deep to pick up the ball off an Eriksen, the Swansea back three are allowing them to go in and keeping the shape, and the three of them aren't marking anybody at times, and it's given so much possession to Spurs in the Swansea half that Swansea need to step a centre half into the middle of the field to go and put pressure